What they call you?
Red. Red, and I ain't no punk.
Better not be.
impelled by the architecture. You understand? By the architecture. Soon as they start coming around the area where this people was and their vibration wasn't strong or high or whatever enough, the architecture would start to vibrate and it would send out chimes or whatever around these people. And these people would get shut down. You couldn't even come. No people, nose start bleeding. They would die before they got to the gates. That's what these things was. These things I'm showing you right here, this is from China. See the free energy device? See? These are what we call the Tajed pillars, right? The Jed pillars were the resonance by which the vibration of the people, the places, who was in that environment would be able to be in tune to. That's why we, as natural beings, as natural beings of this density or this reality or this realm, whatever you want to call it, we function and vibrate at that level. At the level that we were naturally supposed to vibrate and be on. That's why we naturally are prone to be upright. It is unnatural for us to be criminals. Do you hear what I'm saying? As glamorous and bullshit as all of that is, it is unnatural. It's an anathema for us to be the way that we have been since the age of piracy. It is not natural for our people to be brigands and ruffians and criminals. We was the people regarded of shutting all of that down and forcing them people into hard bondage and servitude to the people that they destroyed. How could we be bringing the world out of the dark ages and then enslaving them at the same time? Think about that. This is how stupid they are when it comes to talk about Moors and who we are and what the history is, not knowing nothing. This is what the Jed Pillar relates to. So we are naturally born with the ability to upraise ourselves to a 33rd parallel, because there's 33 Lombards in that. Caucasoid only got 32, which is why he always got the hunchback. He's given an honorary 33rd through the higher 32nd for those idiots that go through that garbage. So in that is the natural inclination of the so-called, of the Asiatic child. As soon as it's born, it raises its head towards the breast, because the breast is attuned. What's the top of this? What's the top of this right here if nothing but the nipple? Right? See, this is the nipple. This is the areola, right? And then this is the breast. You see? Everybody looking at it like a penis, but if you want, it could be that too. This is the top of the phallus. This is the shaft, and then this is the rod. So we naturally, our children naturally, you understand? Early. I'm talking about first, second week, third week early, start trying to hold their heads up. They children take way longer. That's facts. That's medical facts. This is not racism. This is not selectivism. This is what they talk about. They survival of the fittest, right? I'm talking about how we were able to survive. They was killing so many dark babies that look like us that our genetics started to make the babies come out lighter and then hide the melanin in what they call Godsmack, the little melanin patches that be on the back, what they call Mongolian spots or Godsmack, the little Mongolian patches that would be in the testes area, genital area, under the arms, behind the ears. And then the melanin would disperse. You understand? Instinctively, they was doing this. The other side of the game is that they make it seem like because we're not in tune to this no more, that this don't have nothing to do with us, when it does. All of this stuff is relevant and has resonance to us. That's why we built these things the way that they did, or the way that we did. And why we were the ones to inherit them from the ancient world. And while the Moors had to be the ones to be the first ejected due to their immense relationship to the preservation of all of the ancient technology that again was bastardized at the fall of the old, or what we'll call the old dominion. I mean, what white people and these people now call Tataria and all this other crap. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, we have to understand that when we are perceiving the historical context from the same people that told us the opposite, and then we are functioning as if that is a true and accurate thing, then we have now assumed relationship, or have now put ourselves in the context of um, acceptance of the fictitious reality that only exists at the destruction of our basic human dignity. You see? So it's not like we're doing this, or we're talking about this because we're trying to empower ourselves and give ourselves a reason to exist. No, we exist to reason. You understand? Therefore, we have always existed because reason begins in the mind. And if the mind then is eternal, and all aspects of the mind are manifested in the physical world by what the mind creates, then we create the reality as we think it. Understand? So when these people decided that they wanted a reality that would no longer reflect the grandeur of the true reality, the true timeline, everything that was reminiscent of that had to be put into a different category. So think about the time that it would take to actually do something like this. It couldn't happen, you know, over a course of, 10, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. No, you're talking about a long endeavor that had to be done over a course of time periods, therefore inducting time streams, thereby enacting temporal, right, or quantum based reality that was somehow superseded with a reality in which anyone that looked like you was now deemed a slave, even though the basic definition of slave could never pertain to you, being that you have no ancestry in the part of the world that that name begins from. That would be like me calling you banana. You a banana. You from the banana people. You understand? And then you accepting that, and now whenever I see you, I say, "Oh, what's up, banana?" Like that, as if that's your nationality. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's just not real. So when we look at these old pictures and we wonder with majesty or how something like this could be built, when you're not dealing with a constant adjutant, a constant something on your back telling you or trying to control you, you're free to do whatever you want to do. And so, like I said, most of this stuff was left over from when the reality crashed. You know what I'm saying? Just like a computer can crash, and then when it reboots, some of the information you can't recall it, but it's still somewhere in the hard drive, right? And all you're left with now is the computer or shells of the computer, right? That all have remnants of it, but not the complete thing. And now anybody that's talking to you about it is now trying to sell you this new program as if this new program is just as good as the old. Well, how could it be? How could it be better? Look at that. Would you like to live in a building or something that looked like that? Or the housing project that you grew up in? You tell me. You understand? We've been deprived, you know what I'm saying, of that. And just like everything else, when everything like things like this happen, you get a bunch of people that want to capitalize on what they think it was, and then again try to inject themselves into it as if they was there or they was the people that this stuff was really set up to represent. And it wasn't. The reason why I can know that it's us is because we're the ones that's the most dejected by everybody. And we ain't do nothing to nobody. So to mean to tell me that if I say that I'm a Moorish American, that I'm somehow no longer a Creek, I'm no longer Apache, that's what you're saying? That just like that, that boom, as soon as I just said, oh, well, I'm a Moorish American, that all of the shit my grandmother told me about the plant, the what you call it, the Moors down in Montville and our Creek heritage and Washoe, this and that, all that's gone now, right? See what I'm saying? See what this fake cancel culture is? It's another form of Nazism. It's another form of Nazism that they got so-called black people to participate in, all because it's all about supporting the strong woman. It's only about the woman, but it's about the woman without her being a woman. See what I'm saying? It's about what she represents to the agenda more than it about it being her, being represented. You see? So we'll let the ones in, like I said, that will always do the movies in which it always depicts them as this. You see what I'm saying? But anybody else, no. Because we've decided that the only type of men that we're going to accept are homosexuals and transgenders. And everybody else either needs to become that or needs to get out the way and let them rule. But we're not special, but we are. So we're going to change the whole society to represent them. So you know what that makes all of those people? Sovereign citizens. That's what they are. They're all sovereign citizens because they think that the laws don't apply to them, right? You've never once heard me on any of this, on anything that I've done ever say that just because you're a Moorish American, you can't be arrested. You've never heard me say anything like that. You understand they arrest diplomats all the time? You got to understand the circumstance by which your status is attached to in order for certain things not to apply, not apply. Like what I'm showing you on the screen is another example of what I'm saying. Like this is again a pretty modern city, but this is a representation of the type of cities that we see in movies like Batman and things like this, when they are really showing us how these places really used to look. Remember in Batman 1989? Remember all the giants that was holding up all the buildings in the movie? Remember that? Every place you went in it, there was a giant, right? Holding up some form of architecture or some architecture coming out the giant. And they was all dealing with steampunk type technology, right? Blimps and all of that, right? Right. Because that was an era in time. This right here is the bell that the Nazis was trying to basically emulate. Look up the Nazi bell project, and you'll get more in that. Like the Liberty Bell, these bells again could be heard around the world. You see the size of this thing? So imagine all of these bells going off at the same time. But because we were growing up Christian, we think these things up here means that everybody was Christian, right? No. These went with the onion domes because these are harmonic resonance devices. The same way these things are. We are actually, what I'm starting to believe is that we are in the Stone Age now. The reason why they allow the Bible to be used the way that they use it is because of the ritual time variant that's in it. Philip K. Dick wrote a short story about Act 511, and basically stating that we are all right now in an aspect of that, meaning that we're all back in the ancient times and stuff, and we are still caught up in the time frame that was created around Acts 11. These stories that you hear about temporal rifts like that all are in line to give you clues to what I've been telling everybody about for years. What we perceive as time, or that is being manipulated, or has been manipulated for so long, that the only true aspect to show that it exists, these ancient worlds or these ancient times exist, is within us, because they've basically shut down our access to all of this stuff. However, we can go to all of these places in our mind. And so they create false reality, false situations for you to project yourself to or do rituals to, because they know that these places were created by them, places like Stonehenge. See what I'm saying? When these things right here, these types of things are straight generators. This is an example of what I was talking about with the Underground Railroad, and how what we actually perceive as just different houses above ground were all stations to the Underground Railroad that had existed here from time immemorial throughout the entire planet. That was then taken over by the Army Corps of Civil Engineers after the Act of 1871, which also created the KKK, which then gave them access to then shut all of that down. This is what an ancient power plant would look like that your ancestors was running. This is in Burma, which is now Myanmar. You understand? There was no Myanmar 80 years ago. So right now, the United States is just under this pseudo Biden thing, has just ceded Afghanistan to the terrorists and have left stockpiles of guns, ammunition, bombs, jets, tanks. They just left it. Just like in the movie Lord of War. Remember that movie? So now the same people that was in Afghanistan that was finally getting some sort of liberation, finally getting some sort of freedom, right? They all getting shafted. Why? Because these niggas is all in cahoots with them, because it's all under the same gang. Because all of these people are part of the same situation. I'm gonna show you too. Do I have any questions? We're gonna prove it too. I forget the name. It was one of his anthologies. But we get any Philip K. Philip K. Dick books were great. For anybody that's into like real futurism, science, futurism and science fiction, stuff like that. When you talk about futurism, you're talking about two different aspects though. There's real futurism, which is dealing with quantum, interdimensional entanglement, things like that, like heavy meta science, right? Dealing with the real stuff. And then you have the futurism given to the world through people like Vonheim and Kurzweil. We were not taught about these types of people, but all European thought is based upon the summation of them coming up with it first, and then other people either trying to add on to it and then make it real so that it becomes the academic way that the European societies start to govern themselves. So Kurzweil, his idea of futurism is basically the same that we would see somebody today like Elon Musk. Elon Musk would be following the Kurzweil model. You understand? He's about merging humans with machines. okay, that the only way that human beings can receive some sort of high spiritual advancement is if they merge completely with machines and they create the harmony, basically the matrix conundrum, meaning that in Terminator, the machine was trying to stop the human. In Matrix, the human's trying to stop the machine. You see what I'm saying? When they're both really just part of the same time loop. You understand? So in that model, that's how they're taking it. In the real world, in the real futurism, in dealing with quantum fields and higher realms of existence, you're talking about now the awareness, right, of multi-dimensional reality within oneself, and then the exposition of that self on the multiple realities of everyone else around. This is why you start hearing terms about the multiverse, stuff like this, because I told you way back in the days in the comic book joint that they were going to superimpose that comic reality on this reality. Because what we perceive as the truth essentially is a singularity. So think of the truth. Now it's funny because we talk about space and stuff, and you know that's kind of, you know, da-da-da-da with certain things. But in the basic context, just like this power plant I'm showing you, it is a generator. And then that generator is amplified by those energies and peoples that give their collective reasoning, collective resonance to this environment, which then raises that environment to the ability for its inhabitants now to reach other environments, other realms. You understand? So when we talk about the fall of man, right, or what people would perceive as the so-called fall of Lucifer, right, in which we come into third density, you're really allegorically speaking of a non-linear event, right, which is you coming into existence here, which is then intersected with everybody else's uh, experience, who is basically injected the same way you were. So your relationship to the reality, or how far you go on it, is how deep you understand it. So if the reality itself, right, which is ultimately apparent, there's certain things about it that we don't have to be taught. I don't have to be taught that it's wrong to kill my mother. You understand? I don't have to be taught to bathe. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have to be taught. I don't have to be told. I don't have to be brought to the bath. You understand? I know that as a being who exhibits and excretes waste, that even though the waste may not be the perceived waste, right? Sweat, dirt, whether I'm excreting or urinating, whatever, that's just one form. But again, waste is waste. Dead skin is that. Your body gets rid of the waste every 7 years. So what are you trying to interrupt its natural process for if you don't have to? You see? Why be dirty when you can be clean? Because there's something about you that likes being dirty. And you should accept that that's part of your nature, because that is how your people were brought into this reality. Not because I say so or I'm that, because my people were the ones that brought you into this reality, that forced you to have to bathe yourself, that literally dragged you out the cave, who created soap, which is the yardstick of civilization. Anyone that does not bathe is uncivilized. Do you understand? Period. That's what separates you from the animals. Even an animal has the awareness enough to disregard its own feces. One of the more sent this to me. Peace to him on Facebook. On your right. He said he watched the Barbary and Tartary thing, and he was doing the knowledge, and he came across this. He said, you need to do the knowledge to this. It's right along what you were saying. Now, the reason why they put everything in Roman numerals, because they know nobody can read Roman numerals, right? So on this right here, right, what do you see? You see Anno, DCCCXC. Now somebody in class, type that in. Yes, get that book dirt. Somebody in class, type in DCCCXC. Yes. What does that translate to? Get the translation in terms of the date. Okay. Now type in this one. This is the same building now. Now type in this one. MDCCCXC. Same building. Wow. See how they did that? See how they did that? So remember, I'm telling you, all they did was move the time up. So when it was 1890, it was actually 890. When it was 1865, it was actually 865. You heard? When it was the year 1900, it was actually the year 900. Islam?
I say, don't the people have a right to be happy? You know, talking about these niggas up here in college. The brothers say, no, we ain't got a right to be happy. Who the hell told you you had the right to be happy when your brothers and sisters is rotting over there in the projects? Long as every brother and sister is there and all of you ain't free from this stuff, none of us got a right to be happy till all of us. See what I'm saying? You have no right to say that you are satisfied with America when you know the same brothers and sisters that some of you went to high school with who was not privileged enough to make it with you.
The four horsemen riding, now that you have the elements of this destruction on America, it's still everything, it's always a racial thing. Because of what? You have a kind of a man, I'll say it again, represented as the ant, still trying to exterminate the elephants. A death-dealing technology where he sexualized your children. He give you the fucking vaccines. If you have a child, that child got to get Jewish satanic doctor's got to give him 24 fucking shots. And if the child does die in your custody, he's going to put you and your wife in fucking jail. What kind of fucking shit is that? Then you got the Negroes in Africa. They're having machete wars cutting each other up. But y'all niggas are violent against each other more so than in Malcolm's time. But if I say, why don't you go kill these fucking police? Kill these fucking FBI men. You ain't got shit to say. Terrorists, everybody, the number one terrorist is in the White House. Bush, Hillary, and Obama. Obama ain't talking about no black people. No. He's a human artificial. He said he's an American. He's a simulationist. He went against his pastor. As fucked up as Christian reverends are, Reverend Black was right. Everything he said was right. You know how many times they told me, brother, that everything you said was right, but that was the time to play for it. So what is the time? Where is the time to play for it? But y'all niggas are violent against each other more so than in Malcolm's time. But if I say, why don't you go kill these fucking police, kill these fucking FBI niggas, you ain't got shit to say. Terrorists, everybody, the number one terrorist is in the White House. Bush, Hillary, and Obama. Afraid Obama ain't talking about no black people. We kill the men, we kill the women, we kill the children, we kill the babies, we kill the blind, we kill the cripple, we kill the crazy, we kill the faggots, we kill the lesbians. I said, God damn it, we kill them all.
Peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. We need you and the natural planet around you, which you created. So in actuality, Dr. Sebi was telling you that you were a god, but in a different way. He said you are electrical beings, alkaline diet. A lot of people talk about alkaline and don't know that alkaline is just another word for electricity. People just say alkaline because it sounds good, and they heard Dr. Sebi say it. Alkaline? I heard I need alkaline water. You don't even know what alkaline really is and what it does to you and the mucus within you. You just heard Dr. Sebi's name get famous after he transcended, and then you start saying it. But do you apply it to the chromosomes in you? Do you know how many chromosomes you have within you? How many pairs? Are you aware? Do you understand your connection to the photon energy, the sun out there? Because that all has to do with what he was teaching about electrical beings and why you're not supposed to eat meat. See, if you don't understand the depth of what he was really saying to you, you don't understand why they killed them. You just think about, oh, he cured AIDS. What? He just cured AIDS? So you're going to limit him to he just cured AIDS, huh? See what I'm saying? You say you still don't get it? You don't get it, do you? You don't get it, do you? You are, why do you need an alkaline diet? Why? What is he saying to you? You need electricity. He told you the body is electrical. You know, in his accent, the body is electrical. Did I not tell you also you are electrical beings, luminous beings? And why did I tell you that? Because ye are gods and goddesses. 666. See? Electrons, protons, and neutrons. And you heard others tell you that. So, you require electricity to run, voltage. Remember, I told you also that cloth is designed to affect your electricity because you are an electrical being. And if you look up what cloth does to electricity, it hinders it. Cloth, rubber, plastic, and glass all hinders electricity. It hurts it. That's why they give it to you. They surround you with it because you are an electrical being. You are in a prison within yourself. You don't even know it. All right? Check this out. For those of you who are new in the university and didn't catch this old lesson about that, let's look it up. How does cloth affect electricity? Okay? So if you're an electrical being, let's look up how does cloth affect electricity? Let's look it up. I'm pulling it up, y'all. Okay, so look. You got your conductors, all right? Let's show you some examples of electricity conductors. Check this out. Okay, these are electrical conductors. So that means these strengthen, okay? That means these strengthen. This science, I'm teaching y'all science, electricity. So I'm going to show you some conductors. The conductor means this strengthens electricity. It allows it to flow more, and it makes it stronger. Why do you think I have copper around my crystals? For those of you who've been watching me from day one, I told you that copper is the real gold. Gold is a lower form of copper. When it comes to conducting electricity, that which we are, copper is stronger than gold. Gold is still a conductor, but it's not as strong as copper. I taught you that, right? Now check this out. Look at the conductors. Silver is a conductor of electricity. So anytime you wear silver or have it around you, that helps you. That helps the flow of your thoughts. All right? This is why people wrap their crystals in silver. Gold is a conductor. Copper is the strongest conductor, though. All right? Steel is a conductor. And also, you didn't know, seawater. This is why a lot of spells, those who practice voodoo, they will tell you a lot of spells require some type of seawater. Okay? 5 electrical insulators. These are insulators, okay? So that means they stop the flow of electricity. Wood, they surround you with. Diamonds, all right? That would be a lie because the diamond is a quartz. It's a crystal, so it still would be a conductor, but it's a lower conductor than quartz. Diamond is the lowest form of quartz. But oil, glass, rubber, plastic, though. Hold on. So, check this out. They showed you rubber, but they didn't show you cloth. Watch this. I'll pull it up. Glass, rubber, plastic, and cloth. We in class, y'all. All right, we're talking about why we are electrical beings. All right. Check it out. Insulators. Let me show it to you. So, rubber, plastic, and glass are all good examples of insulators or insulating materials. That means that these materials, look at it closely, do not conduct electricity. The key word, do not conduct electricity. As opposed to conductors or conductor materials, that mean they do conduct, that they allow electricity to flow, like copper. You get what I'm saying? Hold on. If you are an electrical being, that means that rubber, plastic, glass, and cloth affects you negatively. It gives you a negative charge. So you're not at your full strength. And what they make you wear? Cloth. What all your drinks come in? Plastic bottles or glass containers. And rubber. The bottom of your shoes has what? Rubber on them. You have rubber soles. This is why you're supposed to take your shoes off and walk into and let the electricity flow into the soil. You have no understanding what you are. Okay? So, Dr. Sebi, if he was sitting here telling you that you're an electrical being, he doing the same thing Rashad Jamal doing. He doing the same thing Rashad Jamal doing. It's just I was flat out saying like we are gods and goddesses. Because I'm more militant. That's my purpose here. His purpose, he was for herbalistic healing and to bring awakening to us on that level in a different way. So he's saying the same thing, but he's saying it more politely. Hey, you're an electrical being. You need electrical foods for the body. He ain't got to tell you what it's going to do to your body. Because once your ass start eating out of electricity, you're going to see what you are. That's how he went about it. Whereas me, I'm more like, fuck that, this what y'all is. But it's the same message. Everything he talked about, I support. Because that's what you are. You're supposed to eat electrical stuff like fruits and vegetables. We only have, none of our teeth has canines. We only got 4 canines. Your teeth is not designed to eat meat. If it was, you would have a mouthful of canines. You don't have a mouthful of canines, nigga. We made no mistakes when we designed these avatars. Look at the shark's mouth, full of canines. Look at a lion mouth, full of canines. Now look at your mouth. You got 4 canines and all them flat teeth in your mouth. You supposed to be eating vegetation, fruits. That's all electrical. Because you are electricity. But if you put meat into you, that's dead energy. So they fed us, they trained us to eat meat, even me. So we ate all this meat and it deadened our energy. Keep you dead. You can't even vibrate. You can't even you can't teleport. You can't tap into nothing about yourself because like they say, you are what you eat. So if we want you dead, we'll feed you dead flesh. The oppressor want us dead, so he fed us dead flesh. You get it? He don't feed you live catch. He kills it first. He tortures it. So the torture and the agony is in the blood of that animal that the oppressor has killed and hunted down. Remember, that animal was scared, ran for his life before it was killed. All of that is in the blood. No different than the adrenochrome. That's why the elites, they like to scare the kids before they kill them, because then all that adrenochrome get the flowing adrenaline, and it's more, it gives them the nutrients they need. It's the same thing when they kill cats before they give it to us. They torture it first, chase it, hunt it down, then kill it. Think about how they do the cow. That's the mind fuck of the century. They got the cow all on the farm. They feeding the cow grass. Getting the cow out to trust them and shit. The cow done grew up on the farm. He come out, eat grass every day. He trusts the farmer. He grew a real relationship with the farmer, right? They just mind fucking the cow. The whole time they know they're gonna kill the cow eventually. Why mind fucking though? Why build a relationship with the cow? Why go out there and milk her? Why go out there and feed her grass? Why make that cow feel like you love that cow? When you really know you setting it up to kill it the whole time. The cow eating the grass thinking, oh, I'm eating all this grass because my owner love me. The cow don't know you eating all this grass because the owner plumping you up to kill your ass. And then he plump it up. They go in there, they kill the cow all depressed, the cow all hurt. You know what I'm saying? The cow all scared, and then we turn around and we eat all the beef patties. So we putting that, not only is we putting dead energy into it, we putting all the feelings and emotions that's in the blood. That don't leave, that soaks into the flesh. The flesh is what we eat in. This shit is deep, what they have done to us. Okay? So this is why Dr. Sebi was like, man, you gotta electrical foods. And check them out. Hold on. Peep game. Peep game. Let me show you something. Hold on. Let's go on. Let's go. Right here. Okay. I want you to see the beef he ran into. Let's highlight that. He was considered a quack by licensed doctors and attorneys and consumer protection agencies in the United States. So peep game, in the 80s, he was arrested, being accused by New York State of practicing medicine without a license. After trial, Bowman was acquitted based on the legal definition of medicine for his herbs. He was later charged in a civil suit that resulted in him being prohibited from making therapeutic claims for his supplements. Now, I want to highlight that in the 80s. Let's highlight this, y'all. Let's highlight this, okay? He was in New York. Okay, here we go. In 1987, Bowman, a.k.a. Dr. Sebi, was arrested and charged in New York with practicing medicine without a license, okay? They later acquitted him, but then they still got back on his ass, though. In the 90s, he was sued in New York for making claims of therapeutic benefits for his products. As a result of the civil case, he was shut the fuck up, basically. Peep game. I want y'all to notice something. He was arrested, y'all. Literally arrested and charged in New York. Fuck what they charged him with. He had no business being arrested. He had no business being arrested. He had no business being arrested. No business being arrested. He had no business being arrested. All right? No business being arrested. But they turned around and found the reason to arrest him because he was curing people of AIDS. He was curing that bullshit. He knew it was just the mucus. He knew with the right electricity, you don't need no pills, all that. It wasn't no cure for AIDS. That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. I need y'all to focus on something. They came after Dr. Sebi in New York because he was waking the people up over here in the 80s. And if they didn't come at him, this would be a whole different land over here by the 90s and the 2000s. That's what I want y'all to see. Hey, did you order that food, man? Yes. Okay, cool. That's what y'all, thank you. That's what I want y'all to see, okay? So they came to him in 1987 and arrested the man because he was waking people up. Like right now, they trying to arrest me. It don't matter what they charge you with. They going to always try to find some type of charge. He was waking people up. If they wasn't going to flat out kill him, they going to come with some type of way to jail you. It's all about shutting you up. And they can only silence you two ways. If they try to scare you out of it, which they've already tried with me and it ain't work, then the next step is to jail you or kill you. We've seen this over and over again. But let's focus on something. Why did they really jail him? Who was he attacking with the AIDS? Now, remember when Dr. Sebi started healing AIDS, guess who he was attacking, y'all? Guess who he was attacking, y'all, when he did that? You had a big medical doctor out here, right, that was telling everybody about AIDS, and he was like the face of AIDS, and he was trying to heal AIDS. I don't want to say his name. I'm going to show him to y'all. Guess who? Guess who, y'all? Guess who he was attacking? I'm finna click it all together. Do you know why Dr. said yes? Do you know why he was arrested? Because he was attacking Fauci. Yes.
Sure, this definition is going to change.
Look at this.
In the next several months or thereabouts. And the reason is
we know him, right? We know who that is, right?
Does not account for the large number of individuals who have the immune defect but have not yet gotten what we call the secondary complications, namely those infections or those tumors. For example, if I had AIDS, if I had the infection with the virus that causes AIDS, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Hold on. Now, a lot of y'all ain't know, especially to all the youth, pay attention. The elders know. That's Dr. Fauci. Look at him, y'all. Dr. Anthony Fauci, 1984. He was the leading scientist in the AIDS pandemic. Now, let's look at who's today. Watch this, y'all. Watch this, y'all. Let's see how it relate. Boy, this shit is written in the... Hey, now who the lead scientist on this hot sauce, y'all? Who the lead scientist on this hot sauce, y'all? On this hot sauce 19.
Joined now by Dr. Anthony Fauci. Dr. Fauci, thanks for coming back again this morning. So we're seeing these first vaccines being administered as the country...
Let's mute that so they don't try to shut our video down. Same motherfucker. Same motherfucker. Look at him. Same motherfucker. Same motherfucker. Same motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Same motherfucker from way back when. You get what I'm saying? Same motherfucker from right here. Same motherfucker back at it again. Okay? Now keep in mind, when AIDS hit, he trying to get everybody to panic about that. Why? Because that was the weapon they was using at the time that they did come up with, but it ain't work. Remember I told you, every STD was made to kill the gods and the goddesses, nigga. Every drug they ever came out with was to kill lust, nigga. Their laws are to kill lust, nigga. Everything was to kill lust, nigga. Everything was to kill us, okay? Dr. Sebi challenged that man when he got to curing that shit. Fauci was the one that got that boy charged. They got God, Dr. Sebi charged because Fauci in with them people. He they face card. Now, back then, Dr. Sebi challenged that AIDS. That's no different than me challenging Hot Sauce 19. Don't I do that? To the point where I can't even say it on here. And anybody been following me from day one, no. I started talking about all type of extra information later. The first thing I challenged was the Hot Sauce 19. I told y'all exactly what it was. I told you it wasn't real. I told you what it stood for and that they was coming with cards. I told y'all you got 72 demonic forces in you, 72 feminine energies. So they're going to come up with 72 fucking versions of that Hot Sauce 19 for your ass. I ain't lying, nigga. They already done hit y'all with 4 since I told y'all that last year. You got 68 more to go. That's herbalistic healing when I told y'all that. I don't call myself a herbalist. I'm a jack of all trades. I ain't got to call myself that. The elites see that shit, though. They watch these videos and be like, oh, okay. We see what he on. We got him. We got him. See, the thing I'm trying to show y'all is I'm a Sebi. You're a Sebi, a spiritual electrical being under investigation. That's what Dr. Sebi was. And I love how I was able to use electrical because he also said we are electrical beings, which we are, because we come from the Sirius star system. We have spirit and soul. The spirit is electricity. The soul is magnetism. That's what make us electrical luminous beings. This is science, metaphysics to be exact, nigga. Okay? The Kundalini energy rising and they trying to stop it. And I'm one of the leading spokespersons in this rising Kundalini energy. We have over 10 million TikTok hit views. Over 3 million views on this YouTube channel. Backup channel with 8,000 subscribers. Instagram, 50,000 people with almost 100 Instagram TV lectures on there. Got a backup Instagram channel with lectures coming in on the GNN side. You go to my old Facebook page, all them lectures. Along with my own website, our own website with 12,000 plus actual online members on my website. And we motherfucking got a lot of videos on there. So in a way, we kind of doing what Marcus Garvey did when he came with the Black Star back in the 20s. A lot of people think the first newspaper is the Tribune and all that shit, man. The first newspaper and format of that paper was Marcus Garvey's U.S. National Star. It had over 10 million subscribers, nigga. This was in the 20s, man. This was in the 1920s, man. Marcus Garvey, nigga, showed these white crackers, these white racist elites, how to put a paper in rotation, nigga. They stole the whole format from Marcus Garvey. What you talk about? You feel me? So right now, that's what we kind of doing. We kind of doing what Garvey and the Garvey movement did, but we kind of combining it with some Dr. Sebi because we talking about us being electrical beings. But then we kind of combining it with some Einstein when we start going into quantum physics and metaphysics and shit in here and molecular biology and all that type of shit. Supreme mathematics, and we talking about the real history of us. So we kind of tapping in this basically is like a mystery school. You see what I'm saying? And it's open to any spirit or soul that's willing to ascend and rise. We haven't forced this on anybody. We don't go to other people's YouTubes and troll them. We don't go to other people's Instagrams and jump in their lives and force our intellect. We simply present our ideology and our intellect and leave it up to you to decide what you want to roll with. And guess what? If you don't believe anything that we, the ancestors, are saying through Rashad Jamal's vessel, guess what? You ain't going to hell for it because hell don't exist. Religion do that. We don't do that in here. We about integrity in here. You see what I'm saying? We transparent in here. I get on this motherfucker, be it YouTube, Instagram, if I didn't watch my face or not. I'm on here. If my locks did or not, I'm on here. Feel me? Ain't nothing about no perfection. We all about integrity and keeping it honest over here. So at the end of the day, I am a spiritual, electrical being under investigation. Okay? I'm the new Sebi challenging Falsey right now. Because I still speak out against the Hot Sauce 19. I'm still telling you what it is and what it ain't and what it's designed to do. Stop the Kundalini energy from rising. And now they are using COINTELPRO to try to stop me because they feel like I'm a leader to y'all. They don't want y'all listening to me. They don't want y'all waking up. That's too much power for one person to have. Kids is waking up. I got kids. We're waking kids up in this university. You know how hard that is to do? It's kids on TikTok. We don't even have a TikTok page. That's because the ancestors are fully at work here. This is all connected, y'all. That's why he was charged. I wanted y'all to see the leading scientists in the AIDS pandemic, which they created. Same person. And that's the same person that's leading the charge in this Hot Sauce 19, which, once again, they created. Same motherfuckers. Same motherfuckers. Nigga. Back then, they said, oh, ain't no cure for it. And what the fuck is they saying now about the Hot Sauce 19? Same motherfuckers. Same agenda. Same leading scientists. Same bullshit. Only difference is you got the right motherfucking generation, nigga. That's what you better know. We the last generation. We ain't going for none of that shit. Boy, and if y'all think y'all finna come lay y'all mitts on me and try to kid, I'm a god. Y'all have no jurisdiction over me. My ancestors was labeled indentured servants to y'all. Y'all laws don't apply to me. This is my land, my planet. This our land, our planet. Them days is over with. What you mean our laws don't apply to you? The moment I say they don't, thus it shall be. The moment we say it don't, thus it shall be. We the citizens, right? We the republic, right? But y'all don't give a fuck about us. And that's why y'all want to silence me. I'm the voice. I can say and articulate what everybody else already feel. It ain't like I'm making the people feel this way. Y'all made these people feel this way. They already feel this way. From our elders to the people 20s, the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, to the motherfuckers 21 and under, to these human beings that are, to the white people that do see what the fuck going on. They see y'all taking their jobs too behind some bullshit. So I'm just the voice. That's my gift. I'm able to articulate what everybody else already motherfucking feel. That's what makes me the voice, nigga. That's what makes me the spokesman, nigga. And y'all want to silence the spokesman. And that ain't going to happen like that. I'm Neo. I'm the one that ancestors sent to stand up to the bully. Y'all the bully. Just like I said. Let me show y'all something about Sebi. Peep game. Boom, let's stay back on him. Dr. Sebi. Arrest and death controversy. On May 28, 2016, Bowman, also known as Dr. Sebi, and his associate Pablo Medina Gamboa were arrested on charges of money laundering at the Juan Manuel Galvez de Roatan Airport. And they were found to be carrying $37,000 in cash and had no explanation for it. So they say. They were attempting to transfer from a commercial flight from the United States to a private plane for another destination in Honduras. Bowman, a.k.a. Dr. Sebi, was released pending a court hearing on June 6, 2016. But he was rearrested by the public ministerio on money laundering charges. That's like the FBI over there. He was held for several weeks in Honduran prison while his family was attempting to obtain his release. He fell ill, and after police officials realized the severity of his condition, they transported him to a hospital. Bowman died of complications of pneumonia on August 6, 2016, en route to hospital. Come on, man. Who can't see through that? Now let's break it down. Dr. Sebi, they want us to believe that he died of pneumonia in jail. He was healthy as fuck, didn't eat meat, taught this. He taught all about mucus. This is this Dr. Sebi, this is his work. This is what the fuck he do. And look how fucking dirty they did us. Look how dirty they did him. They turned around and said he died of pneumonia, some shit that he was strictly against because he taught about it and how it was a mucus. And when you listen, the man ain't never been sick a day in his life. He was a herbalistic healer. All of a sudden he go to jail and get sick with pneumonia and die. You don't see how they mocked him. They could have killed him anyway. They injected him with some shit. And then put the story out. The same thing you taught against, we gonna say that's how you died. He was a herbalistic healer who never caught pneumonia, ever. All of a sudden he go to jail, he catches pneumonia and dies. "82 years. Never had pneumonia in his life. 82 when he transcended. 17 children. You know how you get 17 children? Because your sperm healthy as fuck. Because he, like he says, he was 80, already knew. So he been practicing what he was preaching for as a kid. That's how you end up with 17 kids. Because before they was putting all this meat and bullshit into us, we have 100 kids, 50 kids. That's why the further you go back generation, you're going to see your grandmama and your granddaddy, they had hella kids. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. They slowed down our birth rates to what it is today. Facts. All while trying to uplift theirs, nigga. The whole birth control, that shit was pushed only toward the gods and goddesses. Only toward black and Latino people all over the planet, nigga. Nobody else. That's who birth control got pushed to. Abortions got pushed to our people, our goddesses. Nobody else, nigga. Then they gave us WIC. This was all going on. When they gave us WIC and they gave motherfucker Section 8, they wouldn't even allow the man to stay with the woman. What type of shit is that? If you're going to help the mom, help the dad so that they can both stay a family. Nope. They came out with Section 8 to further divide the family. We help the woman. We help them kids, but that daddy can't come along. What the fuck? They're a whole family. They're a whole family. So now, in order for that woman to get assistance, she has to accept those terms. And if she get caught with a man living it with her, she lose her Section 8. That's how much they are against the black family. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Just like they just told me in Georgia, nigga, that ain't your son because you ain't marry her. What? I ain't marry her, so that's not my son? Who the fuck is you bitches to tell me that? That's my semen. Y'all ain't give me that. That come from the astral realms. Neuromelanin gave me that. Y'all ain't sent me here. My ancestors, those who created me, sent me here. Y'all are not my creators. I don't have to answer to y'all in no way. I answer to my creators. I answer to the Most High and the creators. And my ancestors that come before me, nigga, I don't answer to nothing else. And my people, that's who I answer to, my people. But I ain't got to answer to y'all on no level. I know who I am and who we are. And I tell my people to remember, but I ain't got to remember because I already know. Now, how many times have we seen a motherfucker try that somebody doing something good, they go in y'all jail, then y'all kill them? See what I mean? How they gonna try to Dr. Sebi me, huh? Y'all want to Dr. Sebi me, huh? And put a story up the same way or flip it some type of other way? Because we all know he ain't been ill not one day, 82 whole fake years he was here. Because we know years ain't real. But he gets in y'all custody and in a few weeks, he fall ill from pneumonia. Let him who have eyes see clearly. Now watch how deep it get. It get deeper than that. It get way deeper than that. So, remember Left Eye? Left Eye started going to sit with Dr. Sebi. She sure did. Check this out. Where was Dr. Sebi? Where was Left Eye killed, y'all? In Honduras. Left Eye was killed in Honduras. Now pay attention. Where did Dr. Sebi die? Where did Dr. Sebi die? Where did Dr. Sebi die? In his same place. You see it? La Ceiba, Honduras. Look, where did Dr. Sebi die? La Ceiba, Honduras. Let's go back to it. Where did Left Eye die? I'm connecting all the dots, y'all. This is why they trying to kill me right now. Same place. Where did Left Eye die? La Ceiba, Honduras. I told y'all they killed Left Eye because Left Eye was going to Honduras and she was studying under Dr. Sebi. Okay? Let me show you why they killed Left Eye, y'all. Because, see, y'all don't know. I'm connecting dots right now. And they trying to do the same shit with me. So when y'all see this YouTube, spread the word around the whole fucking planet, nigga, that they trying to kill Rashad Jamal. My family finna stand with me because they know it ain't right. We not finna go sit in no cell behind no lying-ass vindictive chick. Nigga, y'all gonna pull up, nigga. We gonna get real. We gonna tear this bitch up. And then now y'all gotta go on the news and report that y'all killed the whole black family. And it's gonna start a whole war on the whole planet because I'm a black activist. I'm a revolutionary. So y'all picked the right motherfucker to play with like that. And you know what? Maybe that's what we needed because we was already there. We was already there. I ain't shit but the motherfucking match, nigga. Y'all want to kick this bitch off? Y'all wanted this what y'all wanted? Fucking with me, this what y'all gonna get. I swear to God. If you think we got out there behind George Floyd, you ain't see nothing. You come and try to harm me, my wife, my mom, and them who standing strong with me because they know it's bullshit. We know what's going on. We a spiritual family. We tune. You feel me? We in tune here. We know what it is. You feel me? That's why I'm showing Dr. Sebi. Did him the same way. Then killed Left Eye when she started trying to explain his teachings over here. Left Eye would have never died, y'all. She would have never fucking died if she ain't fuck with Dr. Sebi, y'all. That's a fact. But all these years, they got motherfuckers thinking that it was motherfucking Left Eye died for no reason. No, Left Eye was over there learning under Sebi. They killed Michael Jackson the same way. So they finna try to come kill me, y'all, because I'm not finna let them kidnap me. So y'all gotta just know the truth. Y'all know the truth, and then from there, y'all know what it is, nigga. You think motherfuckers riding behind Martin Luther King? You think motherfuckers tore this bitch up behind Malcolm? You think motherfuckers tore this bitch up behind? Any time in history y'all played with a motherfucker where the world know who I am. This ain't no moment in time like the world don't know who I am, and they can't see my spirit clearly and what I stand for, and that I speak out against y'all. Millions of people know who I am. Whether they like me or not, you know who the fuck I am. So you know what a motherfucker stand for. Period. Check game. This Left Eye right here, y'all. Let's listen to her. See, people didn't hear this type of shit. She was tuned in. Left Eye was tuned in. Left Eye was tuned in, y'all. Listen. Why do you think she called herself Left Eye? Why do you think she called herself Left Eye? One eye symbolism for the pineal gland, the all-seeing eye. Then they came out with the Illuminati years later and tried to make y'all think that the all-seeing eye was evil. Nigga, that's our original sign. Just like they got y'all thinking the swastika's evil, and that's our original sign. What is you talking about, man? What you talking about? That's why she called herself Left Eye. She was all the way tapped in, man. Yeah, this shit get deep. Check her out. This Left Eye at a press conference in Honduras with Dr. Sebi. Check her out.
Okay, so I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about my personal experiences with Dr. Sebi and the herbs that I have taken, and also the village in Honduras that I have personally been to several times on several occasions. So the video that you guys just saw, I've been there. So you have to go there to get the real, idea of what this place is like. Because words cannot describe it. I met Dr. Sadie about 4 years ago, and before I got a chance to actually go to the village in Honduras, I took his herbs. Now, he has several herbs, but the ones that I personally chose to take was a 10-day cleanse. And it's because at the time in my life, I kind of felt like the world was on my shoulders. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I needed to go to the top of a mountain and scream. I just had a lot going on with myself. And they say when you cleanse, it's not just a physical thing, but it's also like an emotional thing. So
Shout out to Know the Ledge TV. Hold on. I want to give everybody their credit. I'm sharing this video from Know the Ledge Presents. This is their YouTube channel. Yeah, but yeah, Know the Ledge TV. Shout out to them. I don't know them personally, but I was able to find this old footage. I was looking for it. But presents Dr. Sebi, Lisa Left Eye Lowe's Part 2. She's in Honduras, and she's giving a speech about how she was cured of certain illnesses. And that's all I need you to see. I ain't got to play the whole thing. See, you go watch the whole thing on your own. My point is made. Now you know why Left Eye was killed. You feel me? She's in there speaking out about how she's been healed from that. You feel me? And then, check this out. They killed Left Eye. They killed Michael Jackson, who was also working with Dr. Sebi. And then we remember this. When Nipsey Hussle found out all that stuff. When Nipsey Hussle found out about all this stuff, he started trying to he was like, because Nipsey Hussle was woke. He was like, damn. So they fucking Left Eye was trying to, he put two and two together like, oh, so they killed Left Eye to stop Left Eye from waking people up over here because she had influence as a singer. Then they killed Dr. Sebi years later. He peeped that because everybody know he a herbalistic healer. That's like me, I'm always healthy. Motherfucker say I got sick and died. You know it's some bullshit. I'm healthy as fuck. I'm always working out, super in shape, fasting, all that. You know what I'm saying? Peep game. Nipsey knew what was going on, so that's why Nipsey was trying to keep it going. He tried to keep the documentary. That's them? Yeah. Nipsey tried to keep the documentary going, and that's what got, you feel me? That's what got them, you know what I'm saying? That's what got them, you feel me? That's what got them, got Nipsey on it. That's what made them kill Nipsey. Peep game, it wasn't dude. They used that as a cover story. This is why they killed Nipsey.
Is it true, like, your next business venture is gonna be documentary? You're doing a documentary, is that true?
Yeah, I'm working on one. We doing a collection of info on Dr. Sebi.
Now I want y'all to peep something. Anybody that know body language, you could tell he did not want to say that. He did not want to say that. He was like, he paused and he thought about it. Because he know how deep it was. He know what come with this shit. Nipsey did not want to even just say that. Look at his body language. He paused and he was trying to find a way to say it without saying it. Pay attention. Watch his body language. Watch when she asked him the question. Because the people at this radio interview, they set him up too. They was in on him getting killed. They paid them off to motherfucker had him ask a certain set of questions to have him say that to reveal his true intent, and then they got on Nipsey's ass. Facts. They invited him out to the Grammys and did all that shit was a setup just so they could kill him and then make it like the other dude did it. Facts. That's exactly what happened. Because Nipsey found out what was going on with Dr. Sebi and Left Eye. The same thing I'm telling y'all right now. Watch Nipsey Hussle body language when she asked him the question. I'm live. Watch Nipsey Hussle. What y'all trying to say? Thank you. Yes. Oh, you're welcome. Love you guys too. Right, I'm over here feeding my daughters right now and my wife. Real family. Real father. Real father, real husband shit. You feel me? Ain't nobody on YouTube acting like I'm that way, but then my family get mistreated behind the scenes. Nah. They get loved on. All my family. And friends, if you my friend, you already know. I'll take care of your kids and everything. Look, right? Watch Nipsey's body language when she asked him the question.
Is it true, like, your next business venture is gonna be documentary? You're doing a documentary, is that true?
Yeah, I'm working on one. We doing a collection of info on
You see it? Y'all seen it? I wish I had mouth sauce if I was in the see, that's what I miss about Chicago. Somebody said, where the mouth sauce? I'll be mouth sauce all on the fries, you hear me? But only in Chicago, you hear me? Look at his body language, though. Look at his pause. He was like, damn, she asked me, I ain't trying to talk about it like that because he know what come with it. I'm going to play it again.
Is it true like your next business venture is gonna be documentary? You're doing a documentary, is that true?
Yeah, I'm working on one. We doing a collection of info.
You
on
see
Dr.
that?
Sebi.
All of that pause was like, damn, how do I say this? Should I say this?
Collection of info on Dr. Sebi. Collection of info.
Look at him.
Collection of info. We doing a collection of info on Dr. Sebi. We doing a collection of info.
Jay, look down.
We doing a collection of info on Dr.
He got
Sebi.
right there. He double thought about it. Like, damn.
We doing a collection of info on Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
You know, we just left his space today to get some more products.
Oh, yeah.
Again, like when I see a doc on Haiti, it made me think, why people don't know about